Everyone thinks snowboarding is just about adrenaline. But at 47 years old, I've realized the runs that I remember the most are the quiet ones. And I wanted to talk about the gear that I use to record my sessions, stay warm on the mountain, and just find my flow. Before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, I'm Skrike. I'm 47, and I post immersive top-to-bottom snowboarding runs, as well as weekly vlogs documenting my journey to get strong, find some quiet, and get better at snowboarding. So please like and subscribe if you want to follow my journey. Whether I'm just floating through the forest, following my friends through the powder, or finding a quiet spot to sit for a minute, those are the ones that really stick out to me. And that's what I'm looking for when I head up to the mountain. If you follow my weekly vlogs, you know I focus on three things. One, moving my body, exercising, trying to get strong. I've been trying to get in shape. So snowboarding is a big part of that. Two, fueling my body with healthy food, trying to eat right. And three, being mindful. Just being in the present moment, avoiding things like social media and doom scrolling. And once I replaced that with really focusing on my own journey and editing my videos and posting those to YouTube, that didn't really matter anymore. So it's helped a lot, just being in the present moment, avoiding that, and commenting with you all. So thank you for following my journey and commenting. It's really helped me. Yeah, that is pretty out. Oh, look at that. So I'm heading up to Brighton right now to take some night laps. This week's just been really busy for me. I lost my job about 3 weeks ago, and about a week and a half ago, I lost my dad. His funeral was last Thursday, and I went up last Wednesday, the day before the funeral, and it was a beautiful powder day. Really made me think of him a lot, and just had a great time. There was one run in particular that I followed two other boarders through the trees. It just had the most amazing time. It was really a cool run. And so that's what I'm focused on right now. Just finding those perfect moments in the trees, just finding my flow, finding that peace. And that's what I'm looking for when I head up the mountain lately. So tonight's no exception. I'm heading up to Brighton for some night runs. I've got my board lights. I used to actually have some LED lights that I put around the edge of the board, and then I would have a battery pack on the board. And I really liked that, one, because it looks cool, especially at night. It helps people see you when you're coming down the mountain, avoid collisions, especially when it's dark. But two, it helps when I'm up there with my friends for them to find me. If we get separated, they'd be like, oh, I see the purple lights, there's Skrike up ahead. And so that's helped a lot too. The problem with those LED lights around the board, the ones that I used, they weren't very durable. They lasted maybe 5 or 6 sessions, and then I reordered them from Amazon, and you know, they just didn't last very long. I found some bicycle lights that have been the perfect replacement for those. They're small, but they're really bright. I can see them from far away. They're USB-C, so I can charge them in the car. They've lasted most of the night whenever I've gone up, but they have this rubber band around them and this plastic grip, and I think it's meant for handlebars, but they fit through my step-on bindings perfectly. So I just kind of put them on the base of my bindings, and they sit on either side, and I can reach down, turn them on, turn them off. For night runs, they're perfect. So I've really loved them for that. I've got a link down below for those. For night runs and for all my runs, I've got a ton of cameras. I've got GoPros, I've got my 360 cameras, I've got my Sony cameras, I got my Canon cameras. For all my snowboarding lately, I've been using the Insta360 X5. I'm not sponsored by them. I'd like to be, so Insta, reach out to me. But I love this camera. I had the X3 before, and I didn't love the quality of it, but the X5 has solved all the gripes that I had with the old camera. It's 8K footage. And so when you export that, you get a full 4K file. The quality is amazing. At night, the sensors pick up that low light really well, and it's got a pure video mode, which boosts the lighting a bit. And so I've gotten really great results from that too. at 30 frames per second. I don't ever do slow-mo, so I love the way the 8K 30 footage looks. If you bump it down to 5.7K, you can really get some nice footage with HDR. But when you export that, it's only 1080p, not 4K. Really like the 4K footage from the X5. And the reason why I like that, there's a few reasons. One, I've got this on I think this is called a magic arm. It's a Neewer magic arm, and I just clamp it to my cup holder, and I've got the quick release mount for the Insta360, and I could just throw it on that, release it really quick, and then I can throw it on my helmet. I'll just keep it in my coat pocket. When I get to the top of the lift, I'll take it on my pocket and I'll clip it on my helmet really quick. I don't need to take my helmet off. I don't need to screw anything on. And then it's got a locking latch, and I'll jiggle it and make sure that it's secure. But I've never had it fall off. I've never had an issue. And so it's really quick. If I want to go from car to helmet to the selfie stick, I can do that really easily. So that's been so nice. And I don't have to care where the camera's pointed. As long as it's filming, as long as it's in my general area, once I'm in front of my computer, I could kind of turn the angle anywhere that I want and export the footage from that angle. And it makes it so easy to edit footage that I've started using it when I'm doing my vlog at home, if I'm recording my workout. Even though I have a nice 4K Sony camera that I spent a couple grand on and have really nice lenses for, and the quality is amazing, it's so easy to edit this footage. I don't have to mess with the angle and make sure everything's in frame. I just throw this camera on and then I can frame it later. And then the other thing that I love is when I'm recording my Zen runs where I'm just kind of zoning out, kind of running through the forest and whatever, what I can do is I can export that widescreen 16:9 footage, but then I can also use that exact same footage and export a 9:16 for YouTube Shorts. So it's so easy to just get multiple angles. I can look at myself as I'm snowboarding. I can look forward as I'm snowboarding. I can get that widescreen. I can get that portrait style. It just makes it so easy to get all the angles that I want and not have to think about the framing at all. So I've loved that for recording my night runs. I've loved that for recording everything. So I have a link down below in my description with my affiliate code. If you order through me, I'm not sponsored by Insta360, but I do get a percentage back if you order it through my affiliate code. So that is so helpful for my channel. I'd love to keep growing and maybe make this my full-time job, since I don't have one right now. I do usually keep my selfie stick in my pocket, and the only time I've been using that lately is when I'm getting footage of me suiting up or when I'm putting my boots on. I don't really love recording that selfie stick view. It really depends on what kind of snowboarder you are. For me, because my goal when I'm snowboarding is to get that immersive top to bottom run, I think it's really boring to watch the snowboarder, from that view the whole way down the mountain, because you're just watching a person kind of go back and forth and you don't really see the terrain that they're going through. So I don't like the selfie stick for that reason. So I've really liked having the helmet mount for my camera instead of the selfie stick. And the helmet mount I like right on my forehead, not on the top of the helmet, Teletubby style. I just don't like how that looks. I like kind of having it stick out from my forehead from a little bit, kind of at an angle. And so that way I can get that kind of immersive view of, my boot and the tip of the snowboard, but really mostly just see the horizon and the environment. So that way when I start off the lift, you can kind of see me snowboarding, and then I like to spin the view around and just show top to bottom going down the mountain from that view. So the Insta360 is great for that. Some people like the selfie stick view, and if you're going off jumps and getting like really cool footage that way, I think the selfie stick's great for that. But it depends on what kind of footage you're wanting to film. I like to keep it really simple. And I don't like holding the selfie stick pole over my back. I don't like holding anything when I ride. Some people are comfortable with that, but especially as I'm progressing, as I'm learning, as I'm trying to get better at switch, I don't like holding anything. I want my hands free. So for me, the forehead mount is the best option for me. I'm really frugal when it comes to snowboarding. I try and save as much money as I can. I don't have a job right now, So I'm really glad that I bought a season pass last year so that I can keep going snowboarding. But I keep things really cheap as I can. My snowboard bibs that I wear every time I found on Amazon for really cheap. I've got a link to those down in the comments. I did splurge on my boots and my bindings, and that was because I have never bought boots and bindings before. The boots that I used before this, I got for $5 at a swap meet. The board that I'm using, my K2 Passport, I found used. My snowboarding jacket that I've used for years now is an old school Tech 9 jacket that I got used. I bought it for $40 and it's been amazing. My helmet and my goggles, I found at Costco. It was I don't even remember how much I paid for them because my wife bought it for me for a Christmas gift. So my goggles, they're Spy, and I love them because they came with 2 lens options. I've got the polarized daytime options, and then I've got the pretty clear nighttime options. So the last thing that I've really loved, I had some people ask in the comments where I got them. So vogloves.com is where I got my trigger mitts from. The coolest thing about the trigger mitts is the zipper. So the zipper is in the middle of the glove, and they are so warm. I love them. And the zipper, I can unzip, take my hand out, do what I need to do with my watch, my headphones, adjust whatever, and then zip them back up. And they never are separated from my wrist. I actually reached out to vogloves.com. They gave me a promo code. So if you guys want to order from them, use promo code Skrike, SKRIKE, and you'll get 15% off your order. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get anything from them, but huge shout out. I love their gloves. Thanks for watching.